impossible. Go, 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 go. And so Gucci on the road. You ride red like carnival. I don't need the impossible.
Now, there are many different vocab words we need to know before we start this lesson. Let's take a look. Within a triangle, there is a opposite side, the hypotenuse, and the adjacent side. The hypotenuse is the side the exact opposite of the right angle and is the longest side. The adjacent side is the side adjacent or right next to or shares a vertex with the opposite side. The opposite side is the side across from the given angle, so the opposite side of this triangle is across from the measure of angle 1. So what is sine, cosine, and tangent, or sin, cos, tan? Sine, cosine, and tangent are the trigonometric ratios that relate the measure of the sides of a right triangle. There are equations we can use to find the measure of missing sides and angles, but for now we're just going to focus on the sides. These equations consist of sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan is opposite over adjacent.
In this example, the adjacent side of this triangle is 21, the opposite side is 20, and the hypotenuse is 29. Using the formula stated in Paloma's part, we can see that sine A and cosine B would be 20 over 29, and tangent B would be 21 over 20.
Okay, so theorem 10.8 is the area of the triangle is 1/2 times the product of the two lengths and the sine of the included angle. So it would be like 1/2 times base times height times sine of the angle. So what's an inverse? So when applying it to trigonometry, the inverse of like tangent, cosine, sine are all used to find the like unknown angle with like the two sides of a right triangle.
So if you were solving for example 1, you would use tangent because it is opposite over adjacent. To find x, you would do tan x equals 47 over 29. Then you would multiply it by the inverse of tan to isolate x. Then the new equation would be x equals the inverse of tan times 47 over 29. Then your answer for angle x would be 58 degrees. If you were solving for x in example 2, you would use cosine because it is adjacent over hypotenuse. The equation would be cosine x equals 21 over 53. Then you would multiply by the inverse of cosine to isolate x. X equals the inverse of cosine times 21 over 53. The angle degree for x would be 67 degrees.
If I look straight towards Turkish Quando Dingle, then his face is in my line of sight. When I look down at Turkish Quando Dingle's dance moves, they're in the angle of depression because they are below my line of sight. Since Tomato Kid is dancing on the second floor, he is out of my line of sight and I have to look up to see him. That is the angle of elevation since it is above my line of sight.
For example, for Tomato Kid to look at me from the second floor, he looks down, creating an angle of depression of 47 degrees. When I look up, making an angle of elevation, it is also 47 degrees. Since the angle of elevation for me to see Tomato and the angle of depression for him to see me are the same, we can now find the third angle of the triangle by subtracting it from the other angles, and we get 43.
I don't need the impossible. Go,